Hello. So I recently built a Robinhood clone, and the idea behind it was to copy the popular trading site Robinhood. Um, and the reason behind this was just due to Robinhood's immense functionality and um, the interactiveness of the site was really what drew me to it. I think the data being uploaded in real time, as well as um, the interactivity of the site, was kind of what drew me in and what made me extremely interested in Robinhood. Um, Working on it, there was a lot that went into it. Again, especially just because of the interactivity of the site itself. Um, the main hang up, or maybe not even hang up, you would say, but the main technical challenge of it was building the graph, as there is so much complexity that went into it. That really is what was where a lot of the work went, and building the site to update frequently as well as interact as you hovered over it was a lot of work. One of the major challenges I embarked on was whether or not the site should build using SVG alone or kind of just charting it out myself versus using a plugin to help with that. And I originally was going to just use SVG alone, but as I was building, I realized that SVG took a lot of development time as well as dealt with a lot of complexity. And I felt like dealing with that alone could, in part, bring on some issues that just were not worth dealing with. Also, it could be broken easily, it seemed like. So, decided to switch over and use Recharts, which was a really cool tool that used D3 within a React container. So that way, there wouldn't be the issue of D3 trying to manipulate the DOM without React knowing about it. As well as I feel like it abstracted some of the complexity out and still gave me all of the functionality that was needed. Um, I do realize that using D3 took away some of the flexibility as a developer, but I think overall, in terms of what was needed, it really was the right tool for the job. Also, too, then once the site was built, we used EZS to launch the site. And what was really great about that is AWS and Amazon's web service as a whole is definitely a little bit complicated and introduced some complexity into the problem, but it really gave the flexibility and functionality that was needed to deploy the site that we wanted in everything that we needed. And we also used Docker as well, which is really nice to set up our full development environment without really having to worry about um, anyone that needed to use the setup itself to have to worry about different databases or setting up servers or anything. Really, just being able to use Docker and just run an image and get that spinning and running, I think was a really good decision just because Docker allows for such a versatile usage. It really just seemed like the perfect call. So, yeah, it was really cool getting to build that. And I learned a lot, but also it just, I feel like all the technical choices really kind of culminated into just a easy to use user interface, as well as for any developers trying to maintain the project itself. It made things a lot easier. So, yeah, that was my project. Super psyched on it. Robinhood's a really cool site, very interactive. So it was cool to be able to build it. Yeah.